Good morning, my jellyfish. I am glad you made it to another read aloud here. I like this book right here, Iggy Peck Architect. I know I already read it to you, but I'm planning on reading it again soon. Just maybe to Nora. We are at chapter 42 of The Wild Robot by Peter Brown. This is a good one. Chapter 42, The Strange Family. It was a sweltering afternoon, and the heat had put everyone in a bad mood. Roz was standing in the shade watching her son out on the water. The other Goslings were teasing him about something, when suddenly they burst into laughter, and Brightbill turned and hurried home with a stormy expression on his face. He stomped into the garden and right past his mother without saying a word. "What is wrong, Brightbill?" said Roz as he followed her son in the nest.
"Nothing,"
he squawked.
"Leave me alone."
"Tell me what is wrong."
"I don't want to talk about it."
"Maybe I can help."
"Mama, the other Goslings were making fun of me."
"What did they say?"
"They called you a monster and then laughed at me for having a monster mother."
"They should know by now that I am not a monster. Would you like me to talk to them?"
"No, don't do that. That will only make things worse."
The robot sat next to her son.
"Mama, I know you're a robot, but I don't understand what a robot is."
"Ah, a robot is a machine. I was not born. I was built."
"Who built you?"
"I do not know. I do not remember being built. My first memory is waking up on the northern shore of this island."
"Were you smaller back then?"
said the Gosling. "No, I've always been this size." Roz looked down at her weathered body. "However, I used to be shiny like the surface of the pond. I used to stand straighter than a tree trunk. I used to speak a different language. I have not grown bigger, but I have changed very much." The robot wanted to explain things to her son, but the truth was that she understood very little about herself. It was a mystery how she had come to life on the rocky shore. It was a mystery why her computer brain knew certain things, but not others. She tried to answer Brightbill's questions, but her answers only left him more confused.
"What do you mean you're not alive?"
squawked Brightbill. "It is true," said Roz. "I am not an animal. I do not eat or breathe. I am not alive."
"You move and talk and think, Mama. You're definitely alive."
It was impossible for such a young goose to understand technical things like computer brains and batteries and machines. The Gosling was much better at understanding natural things, like islands and forests and parents. Parents. The words suddenly left Brightbill feeling uneasy.
"You're not my real mother, are you?"
"There are many kinds of mothers," said the robot. "Some mothers spend their whole lives caring for the young. Some lay eggs and immediately abandon them. Some care for their offspring, and other mothers. I have tried to act like your mother, but no, I am not your birth mother."
"Do you know what happened to my birth mother?"
Roz told Brightbill about the fateful day in the spring, about how rocks had fallen and only one egg had survived, about how she'd put the egg in a nest and carried it away, about how she'd watched over the egg until the tiny Gosling hatched. Brightbill listened carefully until she finished.
"Should I stop calling you Mama?"
said the Gosling. "I will still act like your mother, no matter what you call me," said the robot.
"I think I'll keep calling you Mama."
"I think I will keep calling you son,"
"We're a strange family,"
said Brightbill, with a little smile.
"but I kinda like it that way."
"Me too," said Roz. I really like that chapter. We're going to read one more chapter, but I like the whole definition of mother and about different parents and what it means. I also like that part about a strange family. I'm definitely part of a strange family, and I think that's what makes us kind of interesting and wonderful. Chapter 43, The Gosling Takes Off. It must have been hard to have a robot for a mother. I think the hardest part for Brightbill was all the mystery that surrounded Roz. Where had she come from? What was it like to be a robot? Would she always be there for him? These questions filled the Gosling's mind, and his feelings for his mother swung between love and confusion and anger. I'm sure many of you know what that is like. Roz could sense that Brightbill was struggling. And so she spent a lot of time talking to him about families and geese and robots.
There are other robots on the island?
Said the Gosling during one of their talks. He'd been sitting beside his mother in the garden, but now he stood and faced her. Yes, there are others on the island, said Roz, but they are an operative.
An operative?
For a robot, being an operative is like being dead.
Where are the dead robots?
They're on the northern shore.
I want to see them.
I do not think that is a good idea.
Why not?
You're still a Gosling. You are too young to see dead robots. I will take you to see them when you are older.
Mama, I'm not a Gosling anymore.
Brightbill puffed out his chest.
I'm already 4 months old.
I am sorry, said Roz, but you cannot go. Brightbill stomped around the garden and squawked.
This isn't fair.
I promise I will take you to see them when you are older, said the robot.
But I want to go now.
Please calm down. I'm sure none of you guys have ever acted this way, ever, with your parents. I also like that Brightbill's 4 months old.
You can't even fly. I could take off and you wouldn't be able to stop me.
Roz stood, and her long shadow fell across her son. The Gosling could feel his emotions swinging wildly, and for a moment, he was actually afraid of his own mother. Without thinking, he sprinted toward the pond, beat his wings, and flew away. That is where we will stop for today. Tune in tomorrow for another couple of chapters of Peter Brown's The Wild Robot. Hope you enjoyed it. See you soon. Bye-bye.